All right, so I've literally tested hundreds of AI tools over the past year. And by far, the one I'm about to show you is the most important one to book more sales or to book more appointments and close more deals for your online coaching, consulting, or service-based offering. And the crazy part is this is probably the most underutilized app right now in the entire space. And everyone's obsessing over, ChatGPT, Claude, Poppy, content creation, Nana Banana, like all these tools to help you make more content. This one's gonna help you actually make more sales. Book more calls, whether it's in the DMs or it's from the leads you're getting from paid ads. So if you pair what you're already doing with this software, you're gonna book 2 to 3 times more calls. I'm telling you right now, okay? And you won't have, you have a little bit of software expenses, but you'll pretty much do it for no money like overhead, which is pretty incredible, okay? So in the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna share with you guys what the tool is, how it works, and how you can start using it today to book more calls or appointments for your business, okay? So let's dive in. All right, so the biggest issue that I see a lot of people have when they get started is they can get leads just fine, right? You can run a lead magnet to an ebook, a PDF, a video sales letter, a webinar, the DMs, that's easy. Getting the lead is easy, especially with the new Andromeda updates. It's cheap to get leads. But the hard part is the actual skill of turning a lead into a book call. And in the past, what we used to do is we used to hire a bunch of appointment setters, or you just spend hours in the DMs just going back and forth trying to book that person in for an appointment or get them to apply. Well, now with the tool I'm gonna share with you guys, it's gonna change the game. You can have AI do all of that for you, okay? The more you can start using AI to leverage AI in sales, the more time you're gonna get back, okay? Creating content's easy, but this is a game changer. All right, so let's go ahead and turn over to my computer and I can show you guys what I've got. Okay, so the app that I'm gonna be sharing with you guys today is CloseBot. CloseBot is a freaking beast, okay? I'm so excited to share this. I built a whole entire curriculum for this and have helped a lot of our clients set this up. And it is replacing human setters, okay? So like setters or just you spending hours in the DMs, this thing will book calls without you being in there. Okay. If it's for Instagram DMs, you do need to have a conversation started. So either they need to message you a keyword or you send them a first message on Instagram to initiate the conversation, and then boom, CloseBot will take it over from here. Now, I'm not going to go into detail of how to exactly set this full thing up because it would take me a couple hours to go through. That's why I have it in a course. But I want to share with you guys just the overview of how this thing works. Okay. So CloseBot is made up of 2 things. Number 1 is a persona, and number 2 is a job flow. A persona is how you respond. So with CloseBot, I was able to essentially feed ChatGPT my YouTube videos. And I was like, hey, I need you to make me a persona inside of CloseBot so it sounds like me. And you pair it with tones as well as like, here's how I'm likely to respond to these things. And I can train this, right? And then I can also pick what language model provider I want. I'm a huge fan of Anthropic right now because it just sounds more human-like. OpenAI, which is just ChatGPT, to me sounds a little bit more AI-y, right? Anthropic sounds really good. So you can pair this with other providers too. These are the main ones that come with the base level plan. Huge fan of Anthropic. Okay, so first off, I just programmed the persona to sound like me. And the second part is I have a bot. Okay. And the thing that separates this right now from any other builder that I've used is that it has conditional logic built in. Okay. So mine's looks like a little messy right now, but I'm going to kind of walk you through how this thing works. Okay. So to start this thing off, this has to be connected right now to either Go High Level. They're building a HubSpot integration, but Go High Level by far is the best, the easiest, and it communicates back and forth with tags and custom fields. So when something gets updated inside of CloseBot and someone responds to it, it'll actually update that inside of Go High Level, either again as a tag or a custom field. So pretty cool. But again, the biggest thing here that I'm loving is the decision-making tree, is the conditional logic that's built inside of it. This by far is the best thing. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you guys through my full bot and kind of just talk you through how I have mine set up. And as I go, I'll share some more. Okay, so this thing gets started when I use Go High Level and I tag them, like VSL stands for Video Sales Letter Bot. Okay, so if I tag them VSL Bot, which I can do on all channels, all I need to do is set up a workflow inside of Go High Level to where this could be, if it's for the DMs, it could be like when someone messages me a keyword, then I'm going to tag them, right? I'm going to tag them VSL bot on. So let me just show you what that would look like just for simplicity's sake, right? So let's say I'm using Instagram, right? Let's go DM message. So for this one, it would be customer replied. Okay, right? And we're gonna pick the stage, right? So this is reply channel. Again, we're just gonna do this for Instagram. So let's say they replied on Instagram and the phrase contains grow, right? So if the person responds on Instagram and they DM me the word grow, right? This does say contains. If I want it to be exact match, I might want to put exact match, probably better, right? And then I would just go here and do tag, add tag, and then VSL bot right there, right? And then I just tag it. So that's all I would really need to do to set up this workflow. And then once this happens, then it's gonna kick it over to this right here and the whole workflow will get started. So same exact thing would happen if this was, they opted into a form, right? So form submitted and form is, let's just say it's my VSL, right? Then I could have, once the form is submitted, then I could add the tag. Now, let me show you what that looks like real quick while I'm in here, just to show you the full layout of the current workflow I have. Again, I'm gonna go into it, but this is just super cool. Okay, so let me pull up my mini course. This is like my main school group funnel. So when somebody opts into this, I currently have a split because I'm testing this out, right? Still using human headers for us. But you can create a split to where, 25%, I have this one just being 25%, 25% of the people get the tag VSL bot on, and the other 75 still go to human as I'm transitioning over. And then over time, I'll kind of like do 50-50. But I add the tag here, right? And then I will start my SMS sequence. And typically the SMS sequence is like, hey, what's going on? It's Matt. And then just saw you grab my mini course. Did the invite go through okay, right? And then I have some more questions that if they don't respond to that, there's like 5 or 6, maybe 10, 10 more messages that go out to them to get them to respond. All right. And then the moment they respond, because they have that tag added inside of here, then boom, over here, tag is added. This reply channel is on all and the bot will turn on. Okay. The really cool part about this feature is that you can have follow-up scheduled in here too. So again, you don't need humans. Like I want to back up. You will need a human to review these conversations and to tweak things. Okay. So for us, we still have a human in there. And once a link is sent to somebody, we still have a human reaching out and following up and trying to send a calendar invite or follow-ups to get that person over the line. You could have a bot do that, but I just don't have it structured in right now, okay? So you can set follow-ups, it could be 4 hours after and 12 hours after. Just be careful of, if you are on Instagram, you only have 24 hours to have an automated message go out to somebody before the bot would stop sending, right? And that's just an Instagram automation rule. If you're on text messages, you could just keep this final repeat going forever. Every 12 hours, somebody could get a message from you until they say stop. Pretty cool. There's a lot of other features in here, but I don't want to cover all that in this video. If you guys do want help with this, you can always book a call with my team to walk through this. I also have a full demo. I'll actually link this down below, but I will have a full demo of the bot and how it goes through a full conversation, because this is part of our offering right now. Is we're helping people write the Instagram ad scripts, running traffic to their booking bot to help them sign more clients. It's pretty awesome. Only for coaches, consultants doing 5K a month plus. But if you want to see how exactly that works, you can come over here and watch this video. So that will be linked in the description below. Okay, so coming back to this over here, let me show you the bot. Okay, this is super cool. So the bot will get started, as you guys already saw. When the tag is added, the bot will get started, right? Then how I have this thing start is a new tag is added to Go High Level, okay? And that's for organizational purposes. So once the bot gets started, right, and it sends an initial message, then I want a tag added that says close bot conversation started inside of Go High Level. All right. And the reason I do that is I use pipelines inside of here, but I can just see when I tag them, I'll kind of move them across the pipeline. So that's my workflow, is when a tag is added, which happens in CloseBot, then I move somebody in one of these pipeline stages based off of the activity that happened. So booking bot conversations, these are active people who are currently having conversations with the bot. DQ'd is people that the bot sent a YouTube link to because they didn't fit our avatar. Call offered would be they were offered a call and we're waiting for them to say yes or no. And then once a link is sent to them, link is sent is added over here. So again, you're still going to want a human to come in here and just double check on the conversations, make sure things are going well. If the bot DQ'd somebody, you're probably going to check just to make sure the bot actually DQ'd the right person. We have booked a handful of calls in here because the bot DQ'd them and we're like, we could probably help them. And we've booked calls from there. So that's just like, once a day, you or an assistant could come in here, review this, and then, clean it out essentially, right? Same thing, call offered, link sent. Once a link is sent, we have humans reach out just to improve that conversion process. I'm sure a bot could do it, but I just want to make sure that all those messages we send out to people who said, yes, I want to have a call with you, are really tight and dialed in. All right. So coming back to this thing over here, this is just super cool. Like, again, I had so much fun building this out for our students because it's just fun. All right. So like, the bot gets tagged, right? Close bot conversation on. They move over in the pipeline stage that says active conversation and close bot. And the first question that I'm asking is determining what type of coach they are, right? So remember, this came from the mini course VSL. Hey, did you get the training? Or hey, did you get access to the mini course? Yes or no, whatever. Regardless of what they say, it's like, okay, no problem. Well, tell me a little bit more, like what type of coaching do you do, right? Who do you help, right? Very next easy, logical step. And then based off of that, right, there is a switch objective inside of here that allows you to branch people off. Okay. So for me, the type of clients we get the best results with are business, right? We're going to kind of say over here, business and marketing, health, fitness, weight loss, pain, physical therapy, rehab. Those are our best clients. Now, we do have a handful of coaches that are personal development or relationship coaches. But for me, I actually need to qualify those people a little bit better because, again, like if they don't have any clients or they're charging too little, I can't really help. Okay. So if they are health, fitness, or business, sales, marketing, I don't need to qualify further of price point or have clients. I typically just try to get to inviting to the call sooner. And then if they fill out the application and they're not good fits, I just would cancel. But for life coaches and personal development coaches, we will not go down that trajectory or path unless they are qualified. Okay, so really cool. And AI is used to do this. So it's going to use AI to make the decision. So when we ask the question, what do you do? If whatever their response is, it's going to take them down a different path. If they say they are not a coach, then we just move them straight to YouTube and send them a link, right? Because that's ideally the avatar we're serving, our coaches, consultants, etc. Now, some of this, it's not perfect every time. That's why you have to come in here and just review what happened. And it's very easy to do that inside of the conversations tab. So you can audit all the conversations you're having and see why did the bot send this message. And what I found is when I start making these bots is you'll set it up, you'll launch it. And then like I shared earlier, you're going to have somebody come through here every day and just kind of check it. It's going to be you at the start if you're going to be building this thing out. And then as you continue to go, you see all the data from the night before or the day before, right? And then you just make one tiny tweak to the bot and let it play out. And then you do it again for another day and another day. And you just kind of keep doing that until you have the bot functioning at full capacity. Now, it's important to understand that you're going to burn some leads testing this out. I do know people who set this up and start to get booking calls that next day. That's going to happen, but you are going to burn some leads. You have to learn how to program the bot to sound like you, right? And that's why we help a lot of our clients do this, but it's not hard to do. Okay, I'm telling you now, you don't need to work with us to do this, but it will help. I just really love this bot. Okay, so let's kind of keep this thing going, right? So it's going to say, what type of coach are you? If they say they are business, health, fitness, any of that stuff, they'll go to what's your current bottleneck, right? Gotcha. What's your current bottleneck? And I think I have this, what are your current bottleneck in growing? And based off of that, then we'll ask the next question is, what's their goal, right? These could be switched interchangeably. To me, it doesn't really matter too much how you ask this, but ultimately we need to determine, is their goal to make more than 10K per month? It's just because, again, our program price is not cheap, right? Typically it's around 10K or more to work with us. So if somebody doesn't have a goal of making more than 10K per month, it's going to be hard to justify our price point. So I'm not going to waste their time doing that. It just doesn't make sense, right? Also, we want people who want to scale with ads and have a team and do all that stuff, or just grow their business. So if they don't want to make more than 10K per month, it's just not who we want to serve either. So then we would push them over again to YouTube. Okay. Now, if they have a goal, they've shared their bottleneck, and they do want to make more than 10K per month, that is the goal. And then we'll invite to call, right? And they say, hey, determine if they like to hop on a call. So we'll be like, awesome. Well, based off what you shared, are you open to hopping on a quick call? We'll be able to give you some pointers on X, Y, and Z, which is essentially just the bottleneck, right? Then if they say yes, this is determine if they're interested in a call, yes or no. If yes, then we send a application link to book a call, okay? If they say no, cool, we send them to YouTube and thank them for connecting, right? And again, if this happens, anytime we send that YouTube link, a DQ will populate here. So then we can check through every single one of these and decide, you know what, actually we could offer that person something, and then we might send them something else, right? And again, it's worked. We've been like, hey, actually, I forgot to mention, that's what I'll do. Hey, I forgot to mention, we actually do have another offer that could serve you. We are taking a couple clients on this month for it. Is it worth a conversation? And then we can invite to call, right? So that's that. And if they do say, yes, I want to hop into a call, we send them the calendar link. So this has just my calendar link in here. And then I have a UTM parameter that is question L equals CB, which stands for closebot. And this just helps me track UTM parameters to know like if that person came from this or not, right? So that's that. And then a tag is added, link sent. And again, if the link is sent, then that's going to add a tag in Go High Level and have another workflow inside of Go High Level to where when the tag is added, then move them to this pipeline stage of link sent. Okay. So that is how all of that works. There's a lot more that I don't want to go into too much detail if you've never seen this before. But this thing is freaking cool, right? Let's go down the other branch just for funsies. All right. So like if they say, hey, I'm a personal development coach or I'm an other coach, others like, we're not sure what they are. Not a coach would be like, I am not a coach. They would just explicitly say that. Then we just send them a link, right? But if we're not sure, we'll then ask, is this a high ticket service? And this is super low. Like we said, high ticket being at least $250 plus per month. Again, that's on the lower end. But again, this is just us testing it out. Right. And then if they say, no, it's a low ticket school community, then, that's just not what we do. So then they go to YouTube. Do they already have online coaching clients? And if the answer is yes, determine how many they have, right? So that's the objective. If they have more than 5 clients, cool, we can keep this thing going. If they have less than 5 clients and they are not our avatar, then we're just going to send them to YouTube. All right. So that is how this full thing is set up, and it is super easy to build. And again, what this is going to do is it's going to take people through from their lead or they're in the Instagram DMs. We can have a conversation with them. The bot can do all of that. The bot can do follow-up. There are specific things over here to where I have like automation set up to where, if they liked a message. So sometimes, you're on Instagram and you heart a message. The bot, if you don't program it right, the bot will just be like, hey, I see you hearted that message. No. Right? So if it's a reaction, it would be awkward to reply, essentially send nothing. So then it will not send anything. This is a little cheat code if you guys are using this thing set up. But other things like if you're talking to another bot, it'll turn off. If somebody is pissed off, is angry or annoyed, they will also stop. And then if they directly ask to stop texting them, then stop, right? That does happen. We've had when I first was training this bot, I had somebody was like, if you text me one more time, I will sue you. And the bot was like, the bot totally responded. But the bot was actually talking to me instead of the lead. So it was like, lead threatened, legal action, do not send next message. But because it's an AI system, that message went through and it had 2 more follow-ups set up because that's how the follow-ups were set up. And it said the same thing. It was like, threaten legal, do not send message, threaten legal, do not send message. And I opened this thing up and just laughed so hard. I was like, man, if somebody sues me for this, like, please, I would love to see like that letter come through. Again, hasn't happened. I highly doubt it would hold up because they did give consent to SMS and everything like that. And they didn't send the right opt-out language to actually opt out, but it was really funny looking back at it. So again, this thing is super cool. If you guys want to learn how to use this, again, I have access. This is what we do as part of our coaching program is we help people build this. We go over everything, how to set up the persona, how to set up the job flows. I actually have sample job flows that I've already built out. So if you guys did want help with this, I have a template for Instagram, a template for SMS that can be built straight into your Go High Level account. You do need Go High Level to do this, right? There is some webhook stuff, but I haven't used it a ton just yet. And then just how to like, add friction, all that stuff to make sure that this thing really sounds like you and only lets people who are actually qualified book calls, right? So really cool software. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's closebot.com. Go check it out. I will have a link in the description again for 2 things. One, if you want help building this thing out and you want to work with us and see a demo of the actual conversation, which is super cool, that'll be the first link. And the second link underneath that it'll be a link to CloseBot. So if you guys just want to start a trial, I think they have a trial offer for 14 days or so for free. Highly suggest just testing it out, building the bot, connecting it to Go High Level, and just seeing what this thing can do for you. Because the pricing for this is super cheap. I actually didn't even mention that in this video, but it's like $67 a month. At least that's what it was to have the base level of this. And that's 1 bot. If you want 3 bots like I have, I think it's $200 per month. And then if you exceed 500 responses, you'd start to pay for more credits. But again, like just comparing that, guys, right? $67 or, even $200 or $300 to having a full-time setter or even a part-time setter, like you're looking at least $2K a month for a setter. right? First $200 a month that will respond 24/7 around the clock. This seems to me like a no-brainer. And again, like it's just getting better, right? You've got to hop on this train, this AI train, because this is where things are going. We don't need a big team to grow a coaching consulting business to 7 figures anymore, right? I know plenty of people that are doing it with 3 team members, okay? 2 or 3 team members, right? Maybe it's some video editors too, but like you don't need as much people if you do it right. All right, so that's what I got for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Smash the subscribe button for more videos like this. I will be releasing more stuff like this, going into more detail on ads, sales, AI, all the stuff that's helping me scale my coaching business too. All right, see you guys later.